God of War Ragnarok features 4 different unique graphics modes on PS5. Fimbulwinter and Lord of War Ragnarok is just a few weeks away. There are already some previews hitting the internet, and thanks to those, we learned new details about the future of the sequel. It's coming out this November. God of War Ragnarok will launch on November 9th for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Santa Monica Studio announced in early October that the game had gone gold, essentially meaning the game is mostly complete and that manufacturers are able to start printing hardcopy discs. God of War Ragnarok is coming to life in stunning detail. The game has 2 separate modes for maximum graphical quality or framerate. The exciting part is that players that use HDMI 2.1 ports can achieve much higher FPS. The high performance and resolution modes basically require HDMI 2.1, which may be the way to go to play this gem on a TV. The God of War is in the same mode as the Army. The game is blocked on the Favor resolution mode and requires a 4K resolution. Favor performance mode locks frame rate to 60, which is much less graphical fidelity. If you own a TV that supports HDMI 2.1, then you may have better think of the higher-end options. This game's 4K resolution mode will be enhanced with a 40 FAP locked number and high frame rate, but still higher than the other 30 mode. Finally, the Favor Performance, High Frame Input, mode uses 120 FPS. It won't always take the same rate, but it'll take those high or triple-digit stages seriously to look smooth. With God of War Ragnarok only a few weeks away, a handful of outlets have gotten a hands-on preview of what to expect with the upcoming Sony exclusive. Press-start.com.au was able to confirm Ragnarok's performance options for the PS5 version of the game. While it depends on the display you have, God of War Ragnarok will have a total of 4 performance modes available. Resolution, 4K/30 FPS locked. Performance, 60 FPS locked. Resolution, high frame rate, 4K/40 FPS locked, HDMI 2.1. Performance, high frame rate, 120 FPS, HDMI 2.1. The ones that will be available to everyone, regardless of your TV, will be the now standard performance and resolution modes. The latter will feature a native 4K resolution at 30 FPS, while the former will target 60 FPS at a dynamic resolution. The game will support high frame rates with HDMI 2.1 displays and VRR capabilities for those who have an HD TV that supports it, and besides the 4K/40 target, rumor has it they might even go as far as targeting 4K/60 FPS. If you manage to snag a 4K TV or monitor with 120Hz and HDMI 2.1 support, you have the option to use the high frame rate version of the resolution and performance modes. The former will see Ragnarok locked at 40 FPS, while the latter will target 120 FPS with VRR support. Judging by God of War's past series, it wouldn't be surprising to see it adopting a dynamic resolution, which scaling may enhance the gameplay experience even further. Either way, the time will tell. The recent God of War Revival series is no stranger to offering players performance options, as the previous game in the series, God of War, also had a performance and framerate mode when it was released on PS4. God of War even received a patch that allowed PS5 owners to run the game at a locked 60 FPS with checkerboard 4K resolution. God of War Ragnarok gameplay details. Much like 2018's God of War reveal, the footage started with a short but epic gameplay trailer that confirmed multiple things. Both Kratos and his son, Atreus, will return, with gameplay appearing similar to their 2018 outing, although both characters are using a variety of new skills, powers, and weapons. Throughout Ragnarok, players can expect to visit all 9 realms, as opposed to just the 6 featured in the previous title. Midgard, Alfheim, Muspelheim, Niflheim, Helheim, and Jotunheim will all be returning in some capacity, with Vanaheim, Svartalfheim, and Asgard now set to join the mix. Exactly how vast each realm will be, remains to be seen. Though it's safe to expect the returning locations will be opening new areas to keep things fresh. Finally, the website confirms that the Leviathan Axe, Guardian Shield, and Blades of Chaos return from God of War 2018. Both Kratos and Atreus will have new abilities in Ragnarok, with players even having access to a range of weapon signature moves, as Game Informer revealed. In God of War 2018, the triangle input simply recalled the Leviathan Axe or swapped weapon. Now, the button is key to a whole suite of new moves, devs explained. These particular attacks are infused with ice or fire. For instance, abilities called Frost Awaken and Whiplash do extra damage by freezing or incinerating aggressors. We now know that God of War Ragnarok will offer 4 distinct graphic modes at launch, with some pretty powerful options included, thanks to Outlet Press Start. First, there's the Favor Resolution mode, which runs at 4K resolution with a locked 30 FPS. Then there's Favor Performance, which instead runs at a locked 60 FPS. The next 2 options are only possible for those with HDMI 2.1 cables and compatible devices. The Favor Resolution, High Frame Rate On option will run at 4K resolution at a locked 40 FPS. Finally, the Favor Performance, High Frame Rate On, will target 120 FPS, which enters Ragnarok into the small list of PS5 titles that can run at 120 FPS. God of War Ragnarok will launch on November 9 for PS5 and PS4.